Hi, I'm live. I have no fancy intro for this. Just jumped in. Enigma, I can well, I can see your first comment if you're watching, but I also did see your previous comment that you left, I think, when the live stream indication went up on my channel. Um so yeah, sorry y'all. I'm a bit discombobulated. I just finished stuffing my face because I just got off a live stream on Anthony A. Perez's channel. It was a really fun live stream. And I have only, that reminds me, I need to set a timer. I only have about an hour that I can do this because I have to take off to see a movie. Of course, a movie. Uh, I think it's called Abraham's Boys. It's a vampire movie with Titus Welliver. Thank you, Enigma. I try to do this every year. It was a bit of a time crunch to get this done. I toyed with the idea of doing it after I got home from the theater, but I was like, oh, I feel like that's going to be a little kind of late, and I don't think I'll have the energy for it. Um, Usually around that time of the day is when I like to start winding down because, I go to bed earlier than I used to a long time ago. Thank you, Corey. I hope you travel safe, and I am curious to hear what you thought about Superman whenever you can share those thoughts. Thank you, Carl. How are you guys doing it? Doing it? How you doing it? How you doing it? How you living life? The one the Chainsaw, you are too kind. Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't have a ton to talk about. Usually these are just and let me know if the mic is too loud. I always have to bump the gain because it's a dynamic mic and I don't have it right up on top of my mouth like that. So um usually these chats are very casual, uh, just me talking with you guys. That's it. I sent a link to Polly from the Latino Slant. He might jump on, but then he might not. He's got a lot going on too. And tomorrow, speaking of the Latino Slant, tomorrow I will be hosting a show on the Latino Slant channel. It's called Los Cinematicos, and we're going to be discussing Superman. So I watched Superman, and my review for that went up yesterday. So I think that kind of I think I kind of expressed my thoughts about that film uh, well enough in that review. Let's see. Uh, didn't really. Yeah, well, it reminded me somewhat of the Christopher Reeve version, which is not my favorite. So you can imagine like how well it set or didn't sit with me. Down to 198. Pretty okay. Good. Good. Well, congrats on that, Enigma. That can be, you know, challenging sometimes. So sounds like you know what you're doing. You're on the good pathway there. Best of luck. Keep up the good work though. Like seriously, the longer you go without things like sugar and simple carbs, the better you will feel and the less you will miss it, honestly. The less like it just won't be important to you. Give me your 4-hour spoiler discussion on I don't know how long that discussion is going to go, but it's going to be me, Anthony Perez, and D Movie Man. Both of those guys are great. I enjoy what they bring to the table when it comes to live stream discussions. I am feeling just a skosh intimidated, you guys, because when I don't do live streams a ton. A lot of times when I'm doing live streams, it's because I'm on someone else's channel and I'm casting to my own channel as well. So I'm not always in host like in a host role. So I'm going to be host at tomorrow's stream, and Latino Slant brings in more views on his live streams than I do. So I admit to feeling a little intimidated, but the guys I'm going to be interacting with, I'm very comfortable talking with them about movies and stuff. And I'm fairly familiar with with Paulie's audience because I'm in his chat a lot. So, hopefully they will be gentle and kind tomorrow. Aw, 3 years, but you never comment. Well, here you are commenting. Thank you so much. I got a comment from someone who was one of my first subscribers earlier today. I think it was today or yesterday. He commented, congratulations on the 6 years, and he's Storm Shadow. And he has been around since the beginning. And it's so interesting because I feel like some of the friendships that I have fostered, whether it's with you guys in the chat or the other people that I have gotten to know in this little world we call YouTube and the movie critic, the movie lover circle, it's been great. I would have never known any of you guys if it hadn't been for YouTube and if it hadn't been for our shared love of movies. So I feel very blessed to know all of you. And excuse me while I set a timer to make sure I don't go over, because I don't want to go over. So I'm going to set it. It should go off in 53 minutes. Okay. I saw some comment about rats. Yes, that's right. I did a video about rats. The amount of disdain and disgust that we were met with when we decided to have pet rats was just mind-boggling to me. It was absolutely crazy. Pet rats are fantastic little creatures. They're like little handheld puppy dogs. I've referred to them that way often because they're so sweet. And the best one we had was one of the first, Bella, and her sister Judith was great too. But Bella, she was so freaking sweet. Every time you'd hold her, she'd be licking you, and she would sit for hours on my daughter's shoulder. And she was so into people. She loved people. And we've had a lot of really fantastic pet ratties, but she was the standout because none of the others came as close as she did as being just the perfect little handheld puppy dog. We lost her way too early though. She was only about 9.5 months, which, rats, they don't live very long to begin with. That was really short. She had a lot of lung issues, which that's one of the main things that makes them die early. It's either that or cancer, and we've lost, or like a sudden heart attack. We've lost ratties to all three of those things, but mostly it's been respiratory issues. They're pretty fragile. Well, thank you. Thank you. I always get a little bit nervous when I come on these. I don't know. You have such confidence in me, Carl. Thank you so much. When I get my house this year, I will most likely be able to do more facial exposure on my videos, but you have come a long way. Remember to direct eye contact reviews. Well, sometimes I do, if that's what you're talking about, looking at the camera. Sometimes I do. Some people think my camera setup is a little weird, but it works for me because the way I've got my desk, like I say, I've got my laptop here and I have a second screen here. I can't put a camera right here. It would interfere with my screen visibility, and I don't want to be moving it every time because I like it. I've got it set up perfectly, so that's just sorry. I'm not a conformist. Most of the time. I'm not. Hey, Drew, how are you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wolfman. Yeah, another 6 years. Man, when I first started this channel, it was because I was inspired, of all things, by Grace Randolph. I know. I saw she would do trailer reactions. I was like, well, I can do that too, because that's cool and exciting and, get you amped up for watching a movie. And I would just, in between breaks during work, I would just do a trailer reaction. And then I started doing comedy reactions. And then I started doing reviews before that. I think my very first review was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And it's really cringe to go back and look at my early reviews because I was just using earbud mic. That's it. And so I upgraded to a better mic. I like the audio from this much more. Plus, you know, I do the audio processing works out better with a mic like this than with something like this. So I don't think I talk beautiful at all. It's a little cringe to hear myself. You know how it is, y'all. Hello, Logical. How are you doing? Yeah, I've been on that long. I have been. And right now at this stage in my YouTube journey, I'm doing what I enjoy doing the most. I will admit that doing reactions to comedies got my channel up there to where, you know, I could be monetized and all of that. And I don't regret at all that moment in time on my channel because, you know, like a lot of people, I was in a dark place. It was 2020 when I started doing comedy reactions and I need a little bit more laughter. But this, like what I do now, talking about movies, reviewing movies, you know, stuff like that is where my passion is. And that's why I have continued to do it as long as I have. Because I just, for some reason, like the spark hasn't died. I just don't get tired of talking about movies pretty much ever. And speaking of that, talking about movies, next week, Soundbooth Theater, the audiobook company that I'm part of, we are doing first ever Lit RPG Con in Denver, Colorado. So I'm going to be there. Our whole company's going to be there pretty much. And we got a bunch of guests coming in. And one of the guests, I've mentioned this before on some other live streams, but one of the guests coming in is an actor by the name, he's also actor / voice actor by the name of Jonathan McClain, not the Die Hard guy. And he was one of the co-writers of The Outfit, which was a film that came out a few years ago, and I love that movie. It was so good. And he's coming to the con because he's working on a project with us. And I've interacted with him a little bit via email. And I look forward to talking with him about The Outfit because he says he'll tell me some behind the scenes stuff about, you know, what went into getting it made and all of that. So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. But they don't, hold on. I'm not sure what you're referring to. If you're talking about like staying for a long time on YouTube, sorry if I don't get what you're referring to. My first experience with Bill Burr. That Bill Burr, it was the one titled. Well, I had to adjust the title of it. The title of the video I reacted to was V Privilege. Okay. And I had to change the title because, you know, it was, I guess, too explicit. And that's what got my channel, basically, that's what elevated my channel to the point that, you know, I could get monetized and everything. It was completely unexpected. When I woke up, like the next day or whenever, and I'm seeing thousands of views. I was like, what the heck is happening? I was scared, but I was excited and I was confused. I didn't know. But then I saw what video it was and I knew what it was that had prompted, I guess, that sort of reaction. He was talking about when his girlfriend, then girlfriend, now wife, would physically assault him. She was abusive. Hopefully she's not still, but, you know, I don't know. And it touched a nerve because multiple men who are close to me in my life and my family have had bad experiences with abusive women. And my great uncle was murdered by his crazy wife. So I don't fall in the camp of hashtag believe all women and stuff like that. I can get pretty fired up about it because I feel like there's a big double standard when it comes to abuse in relationships. So yeah, there you go. The camera setup is perfectly fine. Yes, it's a thing. I mean, it is kind of me at this point. I didn't intentionally do it to set myself apart. Someone accused me of doing that. That's not the case. It's just that happened to be the best way for my setup, and so yeah, I'll stick with that. Oh, Fletcher, thank you for the super chat, but you stinker. Gracias, mi amigo. My old videos, right? Oh, they're so cringe. But I keep them up to remember how far I think I've come. Yes, yeah, we do, don't we? Yeah, Grace Randolph, and I can't remember. It might have been also Chris Stuckman. Might have been a bit of an inspiration for me to start doing like reviews and stuff. So yeah, I need to go back now and watch your older video, your older videos, and see. But yeah, we've all. That's just it is interesting. It's painful to look at those, but it is interesting to see the changes that have happened, and they're pretty much always for the better. We learn as we do. We kind of jump in. We don't know what the heck we're doing, and we learn. We learn how to swim as we go along. Well, I have Carl, so I loved it. I had some issues with it. Nothing hugely major. It's in my top 10. It has been overtaken by at least one or two other films, but I really enjoy that movie a lot. And I'm kind of bummed that on the DVD Blu-ray release of it, there's no audio commentary. I was really, really hoping that we would get something like that, either from someone who worked on production or Ryan Coogler or Michael B. Jordan, because the behind the scenes stuff about the thought that went into the production of that movie and all these different things there that are kind of symbolic and what they represent and the foreshadowing and all this, it's fascinating. Fascinating. And I would like to hear them talk more about that, but unfortunately, yeah, I know Jonathan McLean. That guy has gotten so much, has gotten so many jokes about it. Oh, he also apparently, I think he also did play in The Outfit. I think he played one of the FBI agents. If you guys haven't seen The Outfit, I highly recommend it. It's not super action packed or anything like that. It's something that would work great as a play because it all takes place pretty much just in one location, and it's just very well written and very well acted. That's the movie that put Mark Rylance kind of like on the map for me. What I mean is that's the movie that made me notice him. Yes, I've seen him in other things before, but he didn't make an impression on me. But in The Outfit, he did. And so, sometimes it's weird how you'll watch an actor for ages and they just never really settle in your brain until there's just some sort of performance or movie they're in, and they're a standout. Is Sound Booth going to our Wednesday gathering for this month, or are we? We're pushing it to August, Enigma. It was supposed to be this past Wednesday, but Ryan is out of town, and I thought initially that Jeff hadn't finished watching all the movies, but apparently he had. Ahmed had finished. I've watched so many movies, y'all, over the past week and a half. Like I had to watch all of the Jurassic movies, all 6 of the others, and I've already seen Rebirth, for a live stream discussion I had last night on Kyle Korowith's channel. Go check that out. I'll try to remember to link that later. And then I was watching all the movies for the Sound Booth live stream, and then other movies like going to see movies as Superman and stuff like that. And oof, it's a lot. But also because we got this con coming up next week, it felt like it was just a bit much. So we put it off. Well, I decided to put it off until August because we have the con, so we can't do it next week. And then the week after that, as soon as we get back from the con, Jeff and I are going to San Diego Comic-Con. So we can't do it then. And so then the next week is August, I think. So it was just best to push it. So we pushed it all the way. But I took notes, so hopefully they'll still be on my mind. I won't have forgotten too much when we get around to talking about it. Well, yeah, some people are kind of done with him. I don't know. I haven't really paid a ton of attention to him lately just because I'm not doing the comedy reaction stuff anymore. So he has to be. Yeah, I mean he's definitely. Yeah, he's. Well, some of the it's because I think it's because some of the stuff he says feels like it's just like he's not really in touch. But you know, I don't know how much of that is just him or the influence of his wife. The channels I resonate with are the honest, no bull nonsense, say it like it is channel. This is wild. Thank you so much. I appreciate, I appreciate that. Sorry. Um, I tried doing things like being super professional and reading from a script and trying to remind people to like and subscribe and not, that just doesn't come natural to me. And I just kind of ended up sort of settling into this way that I do it where it's just more like a conversation. And it took a bit to get used to the camera or get used to talking to the camera as if they're one of you guys here in the room with me and we're just talking about movies. But you know what? It eventually did get that way. When I sit down to do a review for a movie and I'm talking and talking and I'm looking at, like I literally do feel like I am talking with you guys. It does feel like a conversation, even though nobody's talking back to me. But you probably know what I'm talking about. You've done this long enough. You probably know what I'm referring to. You guys are talking about it's really in depth and good. Mm-hmm. I really liked I liked the setup. I liked the fact that it took its time. Some people feel like it's a bit too long, but I liked that it took its time to introduce you to these characters and to the setup, what was happening. And I checked my watch when the vamp showed up. It was about 45 minutes. Now we had obviously we had the prologue sort of intro scene. I'm not counting that, but by the time the vamp showed up, it was 45 minutes in, and the big showdown hadn't even begun to happen, or them making themselves known to the people there at the event hadn't. Yeah, it was a ways away still. So yeah, that is a fantastic movie. Really, really enjoyed that. It's a period piece. The acting was great. I really liked Michael B. Jordan's performance. I felt like he did a wonderful job at being able to capture the distinct personalities of Smoke and Stack. And I had no trouble telling them apart. Sometimes I would, like their names, like Smoke and Stack, because they're kind of, got easy to remember the names eventually, but I always knew, oh, this is the one that's a little bit hot-headed, and this is the one that's a little bit more reserved and more calculating, and he thinks about things a little more. This is the one that's a little more aggressive. This is the one that's not. It became easy. Yeah, we do. We have a Discord. I jumped on there. I'm not super active on Discord. I had a channel on a server on Discord, and I ended up kind of not deactivating it because you can't really archive a channel, but I removed access to all of the not channel server, sorry y'all. I removed access to all of the channels on my server and just kept up like the welcome and the rules or announcements or something like that, just indicating that I'm kind of, just putting it on hold because I'd never really been super active in there. There's so much, you guys. There's Twitter, there's Instagram, Facebook. I'm not crazy about Facebook so much, but the YouTube, and it feels like I'm just spread a little thin, and there's not easy integration between all of those different platforms. And I just felt like it'd be better, but I didn't want it to delete it completely. I still wanted to have access to some of the conversations if I wanted to remember who said what and, stuff like that. So Yes, and we also have our own website, litrpgcon.com, and we have a list of the schedules up already, and the guests and panelists. And if you like Dungeon Crawler Carl, right there. If you like Dungeon Crawler Carl, Matt is going to be there, and of course Jeff, the voice of DCC, and the rest of our very talented voice cast, as well as people like me who work behind the scenes pretty much, and Emily, our marketing gal, and our tech guy, Jacob. So it's crazy how much Sound Booth has grown. In the beginning, before it was even Sound Booth, it was just Jeff and me. And now it's like this growing company. And once DCC ends up becoming a TV show, because it's supposed to be a Peacock, maybe on Peacock. Once that comes out, and now there's like a web comic, I think that has come out or is getting ready to come out. Maybe it's coming out this coming week. A web comic about DCC. But once the show happens, Sound Booth will get even more attention, and more people are recognizing Dungeon Crawler Carl. I had a conversation with someone on a plane, saw my book because Jeff gave me his copy, one of his extra copies of the hardcover, and Matt autographed it for me. And someone saw, oh, Dungeon Crawler Carl. And then my cousin was telling me just a couple weeks ago that his friend just randomly started talking with him about Dungeon Crawler Carl and said it was like his favorite series. And so he was supposed to be bringing me the book for me to take to Denver to have Matt sign. But if he doesn't get here in time for that, then maybe next week he can come, and I'll take it to San Diego, because Matt is going to San Diego too. That's why we're going in the first place. I'm planning to see Superman, but I got a free ticket. Well, good for you. Good for you for getting a free one. I have a feeling it's going to probably make quite a bit this weekend. Did you celebrate the 34th anniversary of Terminator 2 on July 3rd? Yeah, I didn't celebrate it, but I saw. I remember that you know how much I love that movie, you guys? Back then in 91, well, I took off work to watch it. And then that night, because I used to write in a diary, that night I specifically mentioned going to see Terminator 2. Oh, gosh. Great movie. I never get tired of that film. Anytime I try to make a review or a fan video, I'm not a fan of asking for... that just goes against the grain for me. I make my videos because I want to communicate that inspiration. Yeah, that's the same. Should plan to do a 35th anniversary, and we should all pitch in to get Linda Hamilton to make an adopted mom appearance. Yes, the story of meeting Linda Hamilton will always just be a wonderful moment in my life. She was the absolute sweetest, and I have tried to think of ways that I could get a hold of maybe her agent or whatever, and see if she would do an interview with me. That is not the alarm to leave. That's an alarm from last week. Just to do an interview with her, because I've seen her do interviews with different people on YouTube, and it would be super cool. I would love to talk with her again. She was very, very kind and super sweet, and that was just a nice moment. It was a great moment. This is what Enigma says, because, yeah, he said, I see, yeah. Yes, you did. Okay, so this is the story. Linda Hamilton came to my local con last year, and we went to her panel. When I go to cons, my favorite thing to do is go to the panels. I love to just listen to, even if it's like an actor or a movie that they're promoting that I'm not super into. Sometimes I just like to hear behind the scenes stuff. And she came to my con, and I was like, yes, I planned my whole day around that freaking Linda Hamilton panel. And I was like, I have to ask her a question. I must, because it's Linda Hamilton. I'll probably never see her again. So I was the first one to ask a question. And the question, she had to be diplomatic about the answer because um it involved someone who was a bit difficult, I guess, to work with. uh, I had decided I'm not going to ask a Terminator question because everyone's going to expect me to ask a Terminator question because I love the Terminator. I love Terminator 2, love Arnold. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be different. And the response didn't go exactly how I anticipated, though I kind of sort of did because this person that I was asking a question about, I know they kind of have a reputation of being a little difficult. Um, and so I felt bad that she kind of probably was a little on the spot. And when the panel was over, and it was a fantastic panel, she told this really funny story about that scene where she's right before the T-1000 stabs her in the arm. And the way they were filming that scene, and she was talking about they had, were putting like fake blood on her and it made everything sticky. And she's supposed to be trying to load that gun with the bullet, and the bullets were supposed to fall, like she drops the bullet, but the bullets were sticking to her fingers. They wouldn't fall. So it was like difficult, trying to get it right. And she said, then James said to her, Linda, we can't see your face. How about you just, make sure to flip your hair in this scene? And so she kind of demonstrated the absurdity of it and just how complicated it was. And the way she played that out was hilarious. But she was talking about how it was just so challenged. It was a hard day. And she went, to like her hairdresser or her costume designer or whatever afterwards, and she was like kind of upset about it, and she's like, he wanted me to flip my hair. I thought that was so funny. And then she says the next day she went to him to or something like that, she went to him to like apologize because I guess she felt like she got a little bit snippy with him, and she's apologizing to James Cameron, and she's like, sorry, it's just the blood and sticky and the bullets wouldn't fall, and it was really hard to get it, the shot right of my face that you wanted, blah blah blah. And he told her, he said, a poor worker blames his tools. Anyway, that was really funny. That, to me, that was the highlight of the panel. But getting back to what I was saying before, I get myself so sidetracked sometimes. Um, I decided, well, this was the last day I was going to be at the con. I was like, well, you know what? At this con, you can go up to the table. You don't have to pay them to talk to them at this particular con. I know there are some cons where they're like, no, even to say hi, you must pay something, whatever. So stupid. I think Philly Comic Con does that. My brother was telling me. So I went up there, and she finally came back. She had stepped away to get a coffee or whatever. She was very sleep deprived and waited in line a bit. And it wasn't too long because she had been gone. So, the line had kind of thinned out, but there was a line. And I got up to her, and I just walked up to her, and I put my hands down on the table. I said, look, I just wanted to apologize. And I put my hands down on the table, and she reached out with both of her hands, and she just held my hands, both of them. And she just like forearms down on the table, and we're just kind of both like in that position, just leaned in, talking with each other. And I, kind of apologized for putting her on the spot and everything. And she said, no, it's okay. I will tell you like her real answer because it's you, or something like that. And we just talked for a little bit. And at one point she said, why are your hands so cold? My hands are usually always cold. And I said, well, it's probably because all the blood has rushed to my face or my head or something like that. And she reached up, and she rubbed my cheek. It's just like, so Enigma's like, yeah, and when that happened, Sin was adopted. Linda Hamilton became her mom. So, anyway, this was a great memory, and I did not expect her to be so warm and so open and just so genuine. I have always liked her. I like her even more now. So that's the Linda Hamilton story. Thank you so much, Enigma, for getting me off track. Well, I appreciate that, Christopher. I don't always feel like I'm classy. I feel like I'm very immature sometimes. Yeah, I stopped doing it. It just felt like it was pretty repetitive because I kind of had a boring-ish life, or had at the time. I feel like my life's a little bit more exciting now, you know, because, well, my kids are grown. They can take care of themselves. And I'm busy with this stuff that I do with Sound Booth Theater and with YouTube. And so it just feels like, not that I regret any other part of my life, but it's just I'm so excited to be living in this time, in this moment right now, doing some of the stuff that I love to do the most. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's been absolutely fantastic to meet you guys. Thank you so much, Mike. Mike, also, you guys, if you're not subbed to his channel, go sub to his channel. He's got a fantastic one. Yes, Christopher, she did a few years ago. That was pretty sad. Yeah. To see that. I was sad for her immediately when I heard about that. I can't imagine, you know, it's rough just even losing a sibling, but an identical twin. Oh, you know, and it sounds like they were close too, but you know, and identical twins. Feels like they have probably one of the closest bonds that siblings can have. So, yeah, Mike dropped by. Yeah, I think it was actually, I want to say it might have been 2020 or 2021. So it's been a few years. But yeah, she was in T2 twice. No, 3 times if you count the cut scene, the very important scene that they never should have cut, the cut scene where they removed the chip from his head. Hey, you guys, thanks for stopping by. I look forward to maybe being on a live stream with you guys at some point again. It's always fun to hang with you. Y'all go sub to their channel. Twins, oh my gosh, they're so freaking adorable. And they're like, listening to them talk, it's like a stereo effect, because they have the same inflection and they'll often talk at the same time and say the same thing. Yeah, I really need to get to the commentary to their filming. There's a lot. Yeah, are you talking about Sinners or are you talking about T2? Sorry, not sure. Thank you. It doesn't feel like it's been 6 years. Yeah, the cops were twins. They did that to save money. And it worked well. No, I don't need a diary anymore, and I'd actually stopped doing a diary a long, long time ago. But YouTube now, you know, I keep up a lot of stuff. Like I did a blog for my trip to Dragon Con, the first trip after the world ended. I had gone to Dragon Con in 2019, and then I went in 22 and did a vlog, and that was a lot of fun. And then in 23, I was like, no, I didn't have the energy to do a vlog. It was just a lot. And then but I met D Movie Man when I was there that year. And then the next year, he was able to come to the con for a little bit. So that was fun. Oh, that's right. Speaking of twins, you guys. Yeah, I have heard stories of identical twins and the very strong connection that they have. And if you get along with each other very well, I can imagine that it's probably even stronger, you know, that connection. Almost psychic. It's almost supernatural. It's so crazy. Thank you, Mike. It's been great. I feel the same. It's been absolutely wonderful. And, you know, I look forward to whenever we can talk again. I love hanging with all of you guys on these different streams. And I consider you my friends at this point. In fact, I just got off of a stream with Anthony. Did I say that already? I'm sorry if I did and I forgot. But I just got off of a stream with Anthony and Rashad and Jason, the old millennial. And the other guy's name was Jeremy. I've seen him in like he's called Yeti something. I need to see if I'm sub to him. But it was a really fun live stream. I was kind of a last minute guest because the one who was supposed to come on wasn't able to make it for whatever reason. But it was like this little, you know, convince the panel sort of thing. And there were these different questions that Jason and I had, and we would and of course mine leaned very heavily into all things Arnold and Terminator, because I can't help it. Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think when we first connected was on Corey's channel, so I think he's the one that brought us sort of together. But I already knew about you guys beforehand. And here's Polly.
Hey, what
How are
up?
you doing?
Freaking, you know how I'm doing.
How
Freaking
just going through these.
bonkers, man.
I
La,
know
la,
it's.
la, 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 la.
I know it's been one of those days.
Yeah,
Whew.
good bonkers. Good bonkers.
Yeah, good bonkers, but a little bit, a little intense because there's just so much going on. But
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling them about tomorrow's show, and
Congratulations on your channel.
oh, thank you. I was
All
saying
right,
it doesn't feel like it's. Are you? You're finally eating. You broke your fast.
I broke my fast. I'm eating nuts, peanut butter, berries, and yogurt.
Oh, so I like to mix like a keto friendly granola with peanut butter in my yogurt
Yeah,
too.
granola nuts. That's what I meant
Yeah,
to say. It's granola, not nuts. That's what I meant to say.
granola. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's good. And
It's good.
if it's Greek yogurt, it's nice and high in protein. And my dogs.
Now, so
Sorry,
what are you sorry about?
my dogs. I hear one of them screaming. I
Oh,
think, yeah, probably because my husband has come home and Tifa is wanting to announce it to the world.
you
She's
know,
singing the song of her people.
great movie seen in the theater. We went nuts when the Rolling Wheel came out. What
I'm
movie are
not.
we talking about?
I know. I'm not. Let me see. Let me see what I'm missing because I don't
Christopher
remember.
Bako. I just
I'm
noticed
not
your
sure.
license plate.
I've thought I've shown it to you before.
It's
You just
always been there. It's
yeah,
the cool. It's the coolest thing, man.
yeah. I used to have a sticker. It's a heart.
Yeah,
It was a heart sticker, and it was split in
yeah,
half. And one half was the U.S. flag, the other half was the Mexican flag. And I had it on my vehicle, and then one day it wasn't there anymore. Someone took it
yeah.
off. It
I,
wasn't
you
me.
know,
So
I used to have. God, I'm trying to remember if I ever had a. I'm sure I've had a Mexican flag. Um, but I love that you have it because that's your family. You know.
yeah, got it. Got another one on my car.
Yeah, we won't go down that
That whole
crazy.
discussion.
It's like you can't do anything without people getting offended or like without. It's like you don't this is where I come from. This is who I am. When is that a bad thing?
I don't know. It's possible to straddle two sides of
Yeah,
something and
absolutely,
and and love both sides, you know?
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
my
And your husband's from Mexico. And
yep,
so your kids are here. That's like they are the ultimate Mexican Americans. It's beautiful.
they
American
are
Mexicans. Yeah.
they actually are by default Mexican citizens as well, just because their father is
Ooh.
Mexican. Yeah. But like if they were to go down there and live, they'd have to do stuff, with paperwork, to prove they
Yeah.
are who they say they are, but they are considered
Make
Mexican
sure
citizens.
make sure the lens is clean.
It was fine. It was good.
I think
Uh,
it was a little dirty.
so, Enigma, we're going to be talking about Superman. You think you might extend to doing Latin movies? I have a few that you may.
Yes.
Uh, I have not seen The Secret in Their Eyes. I don't think I have. That's the Argentinian film, right? With Darlene in it. The Secret
So,
in Their Eyes.
but Enigma, yeah, we'll be open to. I think that's one of the nice benefits. What is it, benefiting side thing, whatever.
Benefits.
Is that I think they're going to be doing current movies too because they're all film critics that get the early whatever. But then it's like this is perfect. It's like, all right, we have to see this movie by our next one.
Yes.
Secret in Their Eyes, and then you guys can discuss. It'll be really cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it a
What are
lot.
what are people saying in the chat?
I'm pulling it up. Just different sort of, congratulations on your anniversary. Shadow of the Raven is from England. His name is Carl. Thank you, Carl. I consider you a friend as well, and I appreciate that you value my reviews. My reviews are just, they're just the way they are.
I'm
Regarding
posting up the short now.
Oh, okay. I can't. Okay, I don't know if I'll have time to watch it before I have to take off, but I will watch it tonight. So, you guys, if you're not sub to Latino Slant, the Latino Slant, go do that right now. He's got some of the best content on YouTube. He delves into some serious subject matter too, where they have what is Monday that the stream where you do what's your Monday
It's
stream?
lately it's been some social issues
Right.
on Mondays. You know, we'll see how I can kind of move that around. But mainly we're kind of pop culture and Latino entertainment
Yes.
spotlighting. Absolutely. You know what I didn't realize,
What?
and I'll do a write up on it. Is there in Superman? There's 3 Latinas in it. I was like,
Well, Hawk Girl. Who are the
hot
others?
girl, hot girl. What's her name with the razors?
Oh, yeah, yeah, she was. Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
mean, she's
right.
speaking like
I don't know who
bad
she
language in Spanish.
I know. She was saying some curse words. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know who she is. I don't know her name. But who is the other
Uh,
one?
The other one is Sarah Sampaio, who's Portuguese, and I count that because that's my girlfriend.
Of
You know,
course. So you have to count that. No, but who did she play? Like who is the character?
Tessmacher, Eve,
Oh, the ditzy girl.
the ditzy girl.
Oh, okay, I
She's not a
didn't.
natural blonde.
Well, of
She's
course she's not. That's obvious, but
yeah.
I didn't she was
She was great.
she was something else. Well, it's good
But
that you
so
regret this, Christopher. Good for you. Sorry, responding to his comment.
yeah,
Go
no, it's
ahead.
cool. No, no, no.
Yeah, I do. I want to make sure. Oh my goodness, I got a lot of comments here, and not
Okay,
like maybe about 12 minutes left. So I'm going to kind of
do
just
it.
go through these. Hello, Enigma. Oh man, StreamYard's being weird today.
Is it?
Yeah, like it's kind of covering up the comments with this other sort of menu thing. It's odd. The rolling wheel is most likely. If yeah, if you're talking about when he came up with that final shot. I think that's. I kind of figured, put that together eventually.
Okay.
What he was talking about. You use gloves with a Mexican flag. Oh, okay. Cool.
When I
Are
was a
you
teen in
in
California, I
California?
used to. Oh, nice, cool, man.
Are you Mexican? Part Mexican?
I hope
Latino?
so.
Unless maybe they were just gloves that were lying around and he was using them. Hey Connie, how are you doing? Um, Thank you so much for the 6 years. Secret in Their Eyes, yes, is the Argentine. I think I may have started watching that, but I would get. I didn't get very far into it because that was one of the many Spanish language movies that I would try to watch and just understand what they were saying.
Yeah.
And because I'm not like advanced level, it
Well, it's
got
also
super
Argentinian
frustrating.
Spanish, so it's like
Who? Argentinian Spanish. Paulie?
you gotta you've got to put the subtitles.
Okay, some of the most difficult Spanish to me is in order. Worst, Caribbean Spanish is the most difficult Spanish for me to understand. And the order of that is Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Cuban. And then,
So all the
our,
Caribbean ones, huh? Okay.
oh, they're so, oh my gosh. And my daughter's boyfriend is Puerto Rican, so I give him a hard time about it. Um, and then the next one is Argentinian because they do stuff like Chavez and the Plaza. Instead of playa, it's Plaza. And show. And it
Yeah,
like
sure.
that just like, oh, it's frustrating as a non-native speaker.
Those are up there, man.
Ooh,
I mean,
yeah.
the Caribbean Spanish is pretty colorful to listen to, but it can get a little grating.
I describe it as they take a word and they throw it in a blender, and what comes out is their version of Spanish.
Oh, well, the Argentinians, man, they're like, half Italian, so all this shit's weird.
Right. It's like the Italian version of Spanish is Argentinian,
Yeah.
yeah, language. But they make some great stuff. And another thing, Spain. Spain makes great
Spain?
content. I love Spanish, like Spain Spanish movies and TV shows, much more than, let's say, Mexican, even though I prefer the Mexican dialect. Um, the only thing I worry about watching those sorts of things is that I'm afraid I might say something that's bad. Because in Spain, they say something that's not bad, but in Mexico, it's really bad. It's nasty. So that's the kind of stuff I worry about. Let's see. Some highs back and forth, as Corey calls it.
So, ladrón que roba ladrón. Here's the thing with that.
I don't
I
think I've
think,
seen that. Thank you, DJ.
if you wanted to do that, I'm pretty sure I could get the writer director, but I gotta
Oh,
make sure we're talking about the right movie because there's like a few different titles. It's like the same title.
I'm sorry, Enigma. That accent just gets under my skin and grates at me because it's just I think it's just because they don't pronounce the word like how it's spelled. Playa is with a Y. It's not spelled Plasha. Plasha. Try having a
Elijah.
Scotch. I know
Elijah.
Wolfman. I know people give you such a hard time, Wolfman. I feel like for the most part, I can understand you just fine.
Oh, the Scottish
Um,
accent.
People get on his case,
Oh,
because over there across the pond, um, like Lisa Loves, she's an Irish YouTuber. Love her stuff. She's so sweet. And Barry, he's Scottish, and people pick on them because the way they say the word film. They say
really?
film, film.
Film?
They pronounce every letter. Oh my gosh. My cousin's best friend's
Cousins,
mother
best friends,
is
cousin.
Argentinian. Father is Italian. Oh, okay. Well, that's a combo. Ladrón que roba ladrón is where Latinos steal from a Mexican TV scammer and they are all making stupid decisions, but it keeps working out. Oh, I was
Yeah,
getting ready to ask what year was it, but he said it's 2007. Have you
2007.
seen have you seen oh, what's the name? The invisible guest. Oh, what's the Spanish name for that? The Spanish title for the invisible guest. Have you seen that one, Polly?
No, who's in that?
I don't remember their names, but they did an Indian version of it.
Hmm.
And the stories are exactly the same, except they flip the genders. Yeah.
Huh.
It's called it's a pretty interesting story. It's a pretty interesting mystery. Oh, Contratiempo is what it's
Oh,
called.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That it's not called that for some weird reason, Enigma. It's not literally the invisible guest in Spanish. It's called Contratiempo. I don't know. I don't know why. Thank you, Basco.
Hey, what's up,
Thank you
Bosco?
so much. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I think I've made it through all the comments. Oh my gosh.
Dude, look how good you are. It's
With
been
time to
6 years.
spare.
You're doing good.
I've finally done it.
You
This
know.
is there's a lot of people I've had. Did you bring anybody over here, Polly?
Nope. That's all you, man.
I got 30 people watching. That's a lot for
There
my
you
live
go.
streams. So
Yeah, so the thing you could also do is like as you're talking, listen to Anthony and D-Man, is if you see a comment that you really want to respond to, just
star it.
highlight it, and then when
Yep.
that time, so you're not scrolling back.
Right. Can a guest highlight a
No,
comment?
no.
A guest cannot.
So
Okay.
no, they could tell you in the private chat, hey, this comment by Baco is really good, and then you
Okay.
can look for it. So in case they catch something you miss.
Oh, yes. That's true. You did write the invisible. I think what was it, Vicino, right? Yeah. Yes, I'm trying.
and El
Yeah,
Diablo Invisible. And
it's
that's another
it's
thing. Is like,
called it's called Contra Tiempo is the actual name of the movie, and the Indian movie. Oh, what is that one called? That one's called. I think that one's called Badla. And the reason that I started watching that movie is because one of the people who played in there is the brother of another YouTuber that I interviewed on my channel called Headbanger's Kitchen. He
hmm,
would do like keto stuff. And his brother was in there. So it's like, oh, I'll watch it because his brother's in there. And then I started watching it and I was thinking, this feels very similar to another movie that I've started watching. And I looked it up and found out, yes, it's a remake of The Invisible Guest.
oh, they
And they're
got
both
one,
good.
the Tres Idiotas, the Three Idiots. There's an Indian one and I believe a Mexican one.
Film,
So yeah, so India will do that sometimes. They'll take a Spanish or Mexican or Latin American film and doing their
adapt it. Yeah.
adapt
Like,
it, and sometimes those Latin America will do that. It's not a lot. It doesn't happen a lot. And there was this
okay,
one film I saw. God, it was
here,
funny,
Enigma.
man, because it was like an Indian film, and they're like these ultra good looking, really Bollywood style spies, trying hard to be like Mission Impossible, and then
Oh,
they're
sounds
under
like a
they're under.
comedy.
Yeah, no, it's not a comedy. They're undercover. It's they're taking themselves too seriously. They're undercover in Cuba. They're quoting Che Guevara because he's got a big wall, like a mural, and then it's like then they quote it and talk about it for a second, and they move on with the action. I was like, that's so weird.
So it wasn't a good film.
It was okay. It
Did they
was
have
like
a
a
dance, a video, music video in it?
oh yeah, they did dance in Cuba, and they had
Oof.
like a Latin style Indian song. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Hard pass on
Yeah,
those. Not a fan of those. Have
well,
you
that
seen, did you say
that
whether you had seen Manal Morali? Didn't you say
oh yeah,
you had seen it? Okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I love that movie. Number one, there
Mhm.
was no music video in it. But number two, the story was actually really good. It's amazing how many Hollywood films try to replicate foreign films, the Latino ones, but the secret in their eyes is heavily grounded in Argentina culture, which makes it much harder.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're adapting and Kill, the indie movie Kill, which is basically like Die Hard on a train. That's a great
I
film.
saw that film. I did a review for that film. I think
There you
last
go.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing an American version.
Of course they are. They're doing an American version of Train to Busan.
Yeah, I see. I think those are easier to do because it's really not dialogue heavy.
And it's also the story itself isn't specific really to the
Right. It's not like
culture.
a exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, zombies are universal.
I'm still trying to finish that the Eternaut.
What? It's
Yeah.
only 6 episodes.
I know. I get bad, man.
It's hard to keep up with series shows. I have trouble with that too. I want to see Bosch. I'm going to see if I can download all of those, not Bosch, Ballard. I want to see if I can
Well,
download those episodes while I'm
yeah,
gone.
we're gonna watch them tonight.
Oh, you haven't started yet.
No, she's been out of town, so
That's my
we're gonna
alarm.
we're gonna watch the three tonight. TV show called Ballard, everybody, on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Ballard.
Polly's Lady Love is in that. She plays the psychiatrist to the MC.
Dr.
Ballard
Sandoval.
is offshoot character in the Bosch novels.
Mm-hmm.
She showed up in a few of those books, and then Michael Connelly decided to create a series all for her, an actual book series all for her, and then they've also done a spinoff of the Bosch show. So I'm going to run through the rest of these comments really quick. My alarm just went off, so
Yeah,
I
let's get
have
out of here.
to get ready to go. I got to make my coffee, run a couple errands, and then go to see. I'm going to go see Abraham's Boys. Speaking of Bosch, Titus Welliver is in this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
And
I think it's a vampire movie.
he's a very good actor.
Yes, he is. I like him. He reminds me of my Uncle Ben, who is
Huh.
no longer with us. So when
Oh,
I see him, anytime I see him, I just have
you
this
got a thing for
immediate
Titus.
feeling of affection. I feel fond of him.
Yeah,
Yes, I have heard that, Basco. I've heard that it's actually that they're not necessarily remaking it. It's a spinoff. Cause
continuing.
yes, and I
Right.
haven't watched seasons 2 and 3 of Squid Games. Terrible. Yeah, I like that version, but I actually really, really like the American version as well. I thought they did great. Keeping up, yeah, it's hard. Movies are easier. Thanks, Carl. I got to go too, so I'm just going to say bye to everyone here. Have to watch the finale of Murderbot. Yes, go finish that. It's not long. The longest episode is the last one, like 34 minutes. So, I hope it fails Squid Game. But like I said, it's not a remake, so we'll see. Maybe it'll be all right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end stream now. Sorry it's so abrupt, but I got stuff I got to do before I take off. So thank you so much to everyone who showed up. This was fantastic. I look forward to doing it again next year. And don't forget, tomorrow, Latino Slant, 5 p.m. Eastern, we'll be discussing Superman. New show, Los Cinematicos. Okay,
Ow!
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.